Dismissing rumors of cursed waters, a group of friends embarked on a deep-sea adventure. They were a close-knit group, bonded by their love for the ocean and the thrill of discovery. Each had a different specialty: marine biology, underwater archaeology, oceanography, and deep-sea diving, but they all shared a common passion for uncovering the mysteries of the deep. What they discovered was beyond their darkest nightmares. They rented a boat to explore a recently discovered underwater trench, a place so remote and unexplored that it held the promise of uncovering secrets long hidden from human eyes. As the team descended into the inky depths, the temperature plummeted and the light faded. The team's excitement was palpable, and the air was filled with the hum of the submarine's instruments and the soft whir of the motors. Hours into their descent, Lisa's heart skipped a beat when her light revealed the silhouette of a massive ship. She signaled to the team, and they cautiously approached. The ship was a galleon, perfectly preserved despite the centuries it had spent beneath the waves. Its tattered sails and barnacle-encrusted hull were a silent testament to the passage of time. The ocean, it seemed, had chosen to keep this particular secret well guarded. As Lisa swam closer, her flashlight swept over the deck. To her astonishment, she saw ghostly figures moving about as if the ship was still manned. The spectral crew appeared to be frozen in time, performing their duties with an eerie grace. One figure, standing at the helm, turned slowly to face her. His eyes were empty voids, dark and unseeing, yet they seemed to bore into her soul. Panic surged through Lisa. Her breaths came in rapid, shallow gulps, fogging her mask. She turned and fled, her strokes frantic. The image of the ghostly sailor burned into her mind. Her team, sensing her distress, followed suit, their questions flooding her earpiece. But Lisa couldn't speak. Her mind was reeling from what she had just witnessed. Back on the research vessel, Lisa tried to calm her racing heart. She recounted her encounter to the team, her voice trembling. The crew listened in stunned silence, the weight of her words sinking in. Over the next few weeks, Lisa's nights were plagued by nightmares. She dreamt of the ghostly sailors, their empty eyes and silent pleas for help. Each morning, she awoke drenched in sweat, the images refusing to fade. Determined to understand what she had seen, Lisa delved into historical records and maritime legends. She discovered that the Galleon was believed to have been part of a doomed fleet that vanished centuries ago. According to the legends, the crew had been cursed, their souls trapped beneath the waves for eternity. The more Lisa read, the more convinced she became that the spectral figures she had seen were indeed the crew of that ill-fated vessel. Driven by a mix of fear and fascination, Lisa resolved to return to the site. She believed that by uncovering the truth, she might find a way to free the trapped souls. Gathering a small, trusted team, she planned a second expedition. They prepared meticulously, equipping themselves with advanced underwater cameras and sonar equipment to document their findings. The day of the dive arrived, and Lisa's heart was a mix of trepidation and excitement. As they descended into the depths once more, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The water seemed colder, the darkness more oppressive. They reached the Galleon, and Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. The ghostly figures were still there, moving with the same eerie precision. This time, Lisa was determined to stay calm. She signaled her team to begin documenting the site. They captured images and video footage, carefully navigating the ship's remains. As they worked, Lisa noticed subtle changes. The spectral crew seemed to react to their presence, their movements more pronounced, their expressions more intense. Suddenly, Lisa's flashlight flickered, and a cold hand seemed to brush against her arm. She gasped, looking around frantically. One of the ghostly sailors was inches from her, his empty eyes filled with a pleading sorrow. In a sudden, overwhelming moment of clarity, Lisa understood. These souls were not malevolent. They were trapped, yearning for release. She gathered her courage and addressed the apparition. "We're here to help," she whispered, her voice barely audible through her mask. "Tell us how to free you." The ghostly figure stared at her, and then slowly, almost imperceptibly, nodded. Lisa felt a surge of hope. They continued their exploration, now looking for any clues that might hint at how to break the curse. Hours passed, and they found an ancient weathered journal in the captain's quarters. The pages were brittle, but the writing was legible. It recounted the ship's final days, a harrowing tale of betrayal and a cursed artifact that had doomed the crew. Lisa realized that the artifact, a gilded amulet, was the key to freeing the souls. They searched the Galleon meticulously and eventually found the amulet, hidden in a secret compartment near the helm. As Lisa held the amulet, a strange energy pulsed through it. She felt a connection to the spirits, their anguish and longing. Determined to break the curse, she signaled her team to ascend. Back on the research vessel, they carefully examined the amulet. Lisa decided to take it to a renowned historian and expert in maritime curses. The historian, a weathered old man named Professor Hargrove, listened intently to Lisa's story. He confirmed that the amulet was indeed cursed and that a ritual was needed to break it. The ritual required specific elements: sea salt, a piece of driftwood from a shipwreck, and a full moon. The next full moon was just days away, and Lisa and her team prepared for the ritual with a mix of anticipation and dread. On the night of the full moon, they gathered on the deck of the research vessel. The ocean was calm, the moon casting a silvery glow on the water. Following Professor Hargrove's instructions, they placed the amulet on the driftwood, surrounded it with sea salt, and began the ritual. As they chanted, a cold wind swept over them, and the air grew thick with a palpable tension. Suddenly, the amulet glowed with an intense light, and the ghostly figures of the sailors appeared around them. Lisa's heart pounded as she continued the chant, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her. The spirits seemed to be drawn to the amulet, their forms becoming more defined. With a final, powerful incantation, the light from the amulet burst forth, illuminating the night. The spirits let out a collective sigh, their forms dissolving into the light. The amulet shattered, its pieces scattering into the sea. Lisa felt a profound sense of relief wash over her. The curse was broken, and the souls were free. Exhausted but elated, the team celebrated their success. They had uncovered a haunting piece of history and laid to rest the spirits of the doomed crew. For Lisa, the experience was transformative. She had faced her fears, delved into the unknown, and emerged victorious. As they sailed back to shore, Lisa looked out over the water, the moonlight reflecting on the waves. She knew that the ocean still held many secrets, but she felt a deep sense of peace. The spirits had found their rest, and she had found a new sense of purpose. She would continue to explore, to uncover the mysteries of the deep, but with a newfound respect for the power and history that lay beneath the waves. Returning to her office, Lisa meticulously documented the expedition, knowing that this discovery would make waves in the scientific community. Her colleagues were astounded by her findings, and the story of the cursed Galleon and its spectral crew spread quickly. Scholars and researchers from around the world contacted Lisa, eager to learn more about the sunken ship and the supernatural encounter. Lisa's research brought her to various archives and libraries, where she unearthed more details about the doomed fleet. She found records of similar encounters by other explorers, long forgotten and buried in dusty volumes. Each story added pieces to the puzzle, painting a picture of a fleet cursed by greed and betrayal. Driven by her passion for discovery and her desire to honor the memories of the lost sailors, Lisa embarked on further expeditions. She explored other parts of the ocean, uncovering more shipwrecks and artifacts, each with its own story to tell. The ocean, she realized, was a vast underwater museum, filled with the relics of human history and the mysteries of the deep. Lisa's work took her to international conferences and symposiums, where she shared her findings and collaborated with other experts in marine archaeology and paranormal studies. Her groundbreaking research earned her numerous accolades and awards, solidifying her reputation as a leading figure in her field. Despite her growing fame, Lisa remained humble and dedicated to her work. She continued to dive into the depths, driven by a sense of duty to uncover the secrets of the past and to ensure that the stories of the lost were told. Her encounters with the supernatural deepened her understanding of the ocean's power and mystery, and she approached each new discovery with a mix of excitement and reverence. Years later, as Lisa stood on the deck of a research vessel, looking out over the endless expanse of the ocean, she reflected on her journey. The encounter with the ghostly crew of the Galleon had changed her life, setting her on a path of discovery and wonder. She had faced the unknown and emerged stronger, with a deeper appreciation for the history and mysteries of the deep. The ocean, with its endless depths and hidden secrets, continued to call to her, and Lisa knew that she would never tire of exploring its wonders. The spirits of the past, now at peace, had given her a gift, the gift of purpose and a lifelong passion for uncovering the stories that lay beneath the waves. And so, with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit ready for adventure, Lisa Rodriguez set her sights on the horizon, ready to dive into the unknown once more.